keep forgetting that.
Mom says age is just a number.
And good afternoon and welcome to Straight Talk. This is your Drive at 5 show. Catherine Tyson, your host. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I am so excited this afternoon. Let me tell you, I have a royalty. I constantly have royalty. I'm surrounded by royalty and I'm just so excited about it. This afternoon, of course, it's Hot Topics Tuesday. This is a hot topic, so it has to happen. I am joined in the studio with the Miss World people, okay? And so before I introduce my royalty again, because last week we had royalty. So see, I'm not kidding, right? So we have Miss Pamela Ebanks Small. She's the director of Miss World Cayman and also of Girl Power. Good afternoon. Thank you, Pam, for joining me. And of course, you are also a part of royalty too, because you're a past Miss Cayman Islands. Absolutely, right? And you have come along, brought along so graciously, such a gracious queen of yours, Miss World Cayman 2021, Miss Rashana Hydes.
Hello, people.
Oh my goodness, we're excited to have you here. I mean, I'm still basically reeling from the pageant, so I can't imagine how you're feeling.
Oh, the same. Absolutely the same.
Yeah.
It's been a whirlwind of emotions and processing, but it's starting to become real now the more I do these things, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, it was something. Pam, what a show. What a show you put on. I have to tell you, it's just getting better and better.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, absolutely. This is the third one now, right?
This is the third one. We really have to mention Centerpoint Dance Studio. I mean, they do it all. They do the show. So I'm just there. So,
Yeah.
but thank you. It's a lot of hard work, but this is our third year, so we're getting better and better.
Yeah, no, I absolutely saw that, and I saw that it was the third year, and let me tell you, all of those young ladies this year were just, I mean, and of course, every year it's incredible, but just sitting there, I mean, I'm just sitting there and I'm just watching them come out, and I'm just like, every single one were just amazing.
They were.
You know,
really hard.
Yeah, and you guys looked like you were having so much fun. That's what I loved about it too. I love that it just seemed like you were a team. You had been working as a team, kind of coming up to the pageant. That's what it felt like. It felt like they really were very connected.
Yeah,
like a sisterhood, right?
Yeah. I mean, they've been together since November, so
right.
Yeah, and we just didn't introduce them to the public until January, but they've been together practicing since mid-November, I believe it was.
November, yeah. So we were together for
7 months,
at least
maybe?
once a week, twice a week, sometimes for months.
So
it just was.
So at that point, you're kind of rooting for each other, then, right?
Oh yeah, no, it definitely became that, and we saw each other's strengths and we saw each other grow along the way, and that was really a part of what made it very rewarding for me as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, what I can say, right, I'm sitting in the audience and the dance routine starts and it's just fire. Like you said, right? That's fire. Like all of you were just, it was incredible. And I always love the performance, right? Yeah. And then I think the swimsuit was the first thing, right?
Top
model. And which number were you, Rashana?
I'm contestant number 5.
You were number 5, so you were the last one.
Yes.
Okay, so we were watching, 1, 2, 3, and it was just like 1 was amazing, and 2 was amazing, and 3 was amazing, and 4, and then 5 comes out, and I'm like, all right, I think we're done here. I'm not kidding. I'm not. Like it was so amazing because you owned the stage. You walked out and you owned it, and you just seemed so comfortable. Like I had not seen that in a very long time. Somebody feeling that comfortable, like that was where you were born. Yeah. And you were just like, this is my audience. How are you? Here I am. And it was just the way presence, that you were. It was just how you were relating to just us sitting there.
Yeah.
It was almost like you were doing that show for us, and I love that. And the comfortableness about it, I just felt it was not only queenly, but it just felt like you'd represent us just on a national, national stage. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so I had the pleasure or whatever we're going to call it, let's call it pleasure now, of sitting next to your troops, some of your troops. And so where I
Let's
was,
apologize for now,
sorry, that was completely Roshana. Like, y'all can do whatever you want to do, but what we're doing up here is Roshana. And so that was also, just a part of my experience, the whole energy of the night. And I mean, it was lovely. It really was. Now, Pam, tell us a little bit about kind of how Miss World has come about, because you went to both pageants when you were Miss
Cayman. I was lucky enough, back in the 90s. I won't say my year,
for years. Yeah.
Well, see, the pageants used to be 6 months apart or 8 months apart, so it wasn't really a problem. I can't say that the pageants like that, because I remember hearing even in my day that it was only under 10 girls out of 100 countries that actually went to both.
Okay.
So it was still, minimal. But because Cayman was so small, they sent the girl to both, and that was fine. Well, what happened in 2017 was that the pageants came together in December, and the government decided that they were going to let go of Miss World, and they didn't want to hold the franchise any longer.
Oh wow! Okay.
So it was surprising to me too, actually. So because Miss World is a UK pageant, is out of the UK. Miss Universe is out of the US. They're competing pageants. They've been around since the 1950s.
Okay.
So they've been around for a very long time. So when government gave up the Miss World pageant, I went to Miss World directly because it's a franchise, and I just said, I'm a past, contestant of Miss World and a past Miss Cayman Islands. Do you want to still have a contestant from Cayman? And they said yes, and I was granted the franchise. Took a while, but eventually I was granted the franchise for Miss World for the Cayman Islands. So we didn't have much time to do a pageant because the Miss World International pageant was going to be in China like a month from when I got, the franchise. Mm-hmm. So they let me select someone. So I selected Kristen Amaya, who was the first runner-up that year to Miss Cayman, and government graciously released her from her contract and gave her to me, which was very kind of them. So then she went on to represent. She was my first Miss World, and she did the Miss World pageant. And then our first pageant was when Kelsey Bawden won in 2018.
Right.
And then JC in 2019, and now our third pageant, Roshana.
All right. So Roshana, Miss World Cayman 2021. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I think it's starting to sink in. I'm starting to get comfortable hearing my name with Miss World Cayman Islands. And kind of, it's an adjustment period, I think.
Right.
But it feels right. I feel very blessed to have people like Miss Pam and the committee members, and just the support that I'm feeling is just overwhelming. So I just have to say thank you to everyone. It's just been it's just a good moment.
Yeah. So how did you feel kind of working up to this pageant? I mean, obviously you won the title, and I know there's a part of you that says, I really want to win this thing. Mm-hmm. And then you actually win it. Mm-hmm. So, the reality of it sets in that, all right, this is who I am, and this is who I'm going to be for the next year, and what that means to you. Mm-hmm. How does that feel? Like, because that's pretty serious.
It is serious, but I think as I was coming up to the time of the pageant, I had to come to grips with that, and pretty quickly I knew in my heart that was what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I studied hospitality management for my bachelor's. So for me, being an ambassador, being someone that represents what Cayman is about, that's something that comes along with me naturally. So it just felt like the right step, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, because you're a pretty smart girl. And I love that too, beauty and brains, right? Obviously. And I really promote pageants at this point. I know there's been negativity a lot in the past, and I'm like, whatever. Like everybody knows like the mom that I am, and how I push for excellence at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So when every young lady that gets an opportunity to do something like this grows in a way that she would not have grown outside of this.
Yeah,
and so it's not just about, you're objectified. It's none of that.
Yeah.
It absolutely
and even if they
isn't.
don't win, they learn so much.
Absolutely.
You gain so much. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, I saw a young lady that had went into Miss Cayman Islands Universe, I think a couple years ago, and I saw her in credit union, and she had been on the stage, and I don't know if she might have placed, I'm not even sure. And I saw her in credit union, and she was looking drop dead gorgeous, and I was like, don't you forget who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And she was like, thank you. I was like, no, girl, you can marry a prince. I'm not playing. Like, don't forget who you are, because that's what that does for you, right? And so every young lady had the opportunity since November to have that light on her,
Mhm.
to have that, opportunity to have her voice heard,
Mhm.
to stand for something. And you also had your platforms, right?
Yes.
And so yours was mental health.
Correct. Yes. So for me, it comes from a personal place. So I've been very open throughout my whole journey about my issues with anxiety. I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety in 2015, 16 when I was away at college in Orlando, Florida. So that changed my perspective a little bit, and I wanted to shed light on that during my pageant journey. But then also the mission of my organization, which is Loud Silent Voices, their work and what they were doing was really what I wanted to push and use my platform and my voice. And the people that were listening, I wanted to spread that message out to them. So
Yeah, and so
yeah.
you were able to do that, and work very closely, I think, with also the Alex Panton Foundation. There was some, yeah, there was. Well,
We did
I
attend
saw.
one of the symposiums last.
Oh yeah, we did. We
Right.
did
As a
support them as
full,
well.
yeah,
But
as a
her
full,
platform
Yeah.
supported a different organization.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the my organization was actually at the mental health symposium as
Right.
well, so they had a booth there. So
Right.
No, it's
they
good.
work closely together as well.
yeah. I mean, it because we're so small.
Yeah.
Luckily, because we're such a small community, we're able to work together.
Yes.
It
Even
helps,
if we're
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
from different, kind of, just different organizations, but it's kind of
Mhm.
overlapping.
It's very
Yeah.
similar goals.
It is
and
so important.
we just have
Yeah.
to work together. So.
Absolutely, and I think that the importance of keeping our country mentally healthy is so
Yes.
important.
Yes.
And so a lot of people might feel like they're forgotten
Mhm.
because of
Yeah.
just the way that they're functioning.
Yeah.
But we have to always remember that we have to find a way. And I think that was your answer
Mhm.
to the question, that the government could do a better, like you'd like to see them do a better job
Yeah.
with bringing that to bringing attention to that,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, precisely. And like the mental health situation right now has been like called the second pandemic of the actual pandemic, where you're having so much more instances of anxiety and depression worldwide. It's not just here. People are struggling, financially. People are worried for their health, for their family, and it totally makes sense that this should be at the forefront at this time, especially. So I'm
Absolutely.
just happy I could shed light on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just remember that aspect because the question was asked, if you could speak to a government official. And so you talked about your platform. And I think that is so important because you're absolutely right. We are still in a pandemic. And so
Yeah.
not only are we physically, going through changes and financially, but there's this whole, how are you feeling every day when you get up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I really love when we're working with beauty and a purpose, or beauty
Yes.
with a
Beauty with a
purpose.
purpose. That's Miss
Yes.
Rose motto. Yes.
Right. So and there's a reason for that.
Mhm.
That's been since the 50s, right?
Yeah. Well, Miss Rose been formed since the 50s, but I think that came out in the 70s.
Okay.
So it's been about 50 years that it's been out. And
Okay.
what it is really just, the queens in their different countries promoting, and helping their communities and promoting, what's happening in their communities, just being a good ambassador and helping those in their communities. So that's really what Beauty with a Purpose is.
Yeah. So what kind of work then will you be doing this year? Pam, that question is for you as well. For the next 12 months, right? What type of
Well, normally the
work?
queen gets involved locally. So if any organizations reach out to us and they want to use her for like a dinner or whatever, we also really get involved in the environment. So we'll do things with plastic free and protect our future. We kind of partner with them pretty often. And then Rashana will work on her own platform, which is Loud Silent Voices. She'll help them as much as she can. We want her to promote them. But yeah, whatever is kind of needed, if the government needs us for anything, we'll try to help them too. So
Okay.
yeah.
And so in terms of like a job, you actually had a job.
I had a job. So I had a regular 9 to 5. I actually left that job at the end of April. I had some discussions with my parents and I just kind of mulled it over. And to me, it made the most sense to step away from that, at least for a while. So for May, it was just pageant. It was just, I poured my heart and soul into
Right.
pageant.
Right.
And into my platform and getting things working on the back end of that, because it's a lot of admin type stuff for things like fundraising and making sure that money is going to the right direction, it's being monitored properly.
That was your platform.
Yes.
Okay.
For Loud Silent Voices. So
Right.
I'm doing a lot of fundraising for that, spreading awareness for that, working on my multimedia, my social media, just for people to get to see what I was doing and what I was really passionate about. So yeah, it worked out well, I think.
All right. And so so you left the job. So the plan is that you will not be working? Because how does that work?
Well, we always encourage them to work. I mean, most of their events is not during a 9 to 5 job. Right?
Okay.
It's just that the workplace would have to agree to let her off during Miss World, which is a 4-week process, right? 3 to 4 week process, depending on where it is. So yeah, we definitely encourage her to get a job. So I think she's looking. So
Okay.
So anyone out there want to Miss World, let us know.
Okay.
I'll send over my resume.
All right. Okay. I think you'll get a couple of offers.
I think so too.
And your degree is in?
My degree is in hospitality management. So
Okay.
anything in tourism, I'd be happy to do. But I also have experience with like office admin. I did some compliance and treasury assisting. So anything like that, I'm pretty well rounded. So
all right.
you put me somewhere and I'll learn. I'll figure it out.
Okay. But maybe you just need a minute too, though. Like not like right now. Like if they call you right now, maybe like the next month. Yeah, give yourself another month or so. Yeah, because it is a job. What you're doing is a job. I mean, I'm a pageant mother, so I know like it's a huge job, right? And the more you put yourself out there, the more work you'll get, right?
Yeah.
And so it kind of it's like that.
But it's costly too. So
it is.
We do encourage the girls to work.
Pam was like, get to work.
I can't handle it all, unfortunately. I wish I could. So yeah. So and you know, we just think it's important that they're busy and
at the pool, right?
November.
November, yeah.
And I remember entering. I'm like, okay, heavier than I might have wanted to be to enter the pageant, but that just made me even more determined. And I think changing diet, changing workout schemes.
So what did you do?
At 45.
Yeah.
So what did you do? What diet change?
Started taking better care of my carb consumption. So not cutting it out completely, but just being more mindful of what I was eating.
Not fries every day.
Not fries every day. Sadly. Not oxtail every day. Yes. More protein, more healthy veggies, fruits, water. So I cut out sodas.
Okay.
And it was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. Just eliminating the excess sugar. Working out at F45, our pageant sponsor. They're amazing.
F45.
Thank you, F45.
Where is that?
They're in the Strand.
Okay. All right. So
I did them, but then I also did some like personal training at World Gym. So just more like weights type stuff, just for areas that I thought needed to be improved, tightened a little bit, you know, firmed up. But between diet, the gym, doing dancing, training and stuff every week.
Yeah.
And I think just the whole lifestyle change is what you see here.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what, you look amazing.
Thank you.
And I saw the first pictures, and they were the swimsuit pictures by the pool, right?
Yes.
And I thought you were cute anyway. I was like, oh, she's cute, you know. Because me and Caitlin, we look at these things like, I was like, she's really cute, this one. And you know, just looking at all of them. But what I did think was that you were a little like that you had a couple of pounds, like you weren't heavy, and obviously the camera puts on pounds. So that's why when I saw you that night, I was like, that girl has been working. Because you'll be surprised what 5 or 10 pounds will do, right? And then the camera puts that on. So, and you looked beautiful. There was nothing wrong, like at all. But I think I just brought that up to say that it is hard work. It is work and it's dedication. It's you saying, listen, I have this goal and this is how I'm going to achieve that goal and I'm going to do what I need to do, right? I'm going to cut out the soda. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that a lot of times when we're talking to people about achieving their goals, people kind of are dragging their feet and I don't know what, and it's just not happening. It's like, what are you doing though? What are you? How are you putting? How are you putting yourself into this goal that you're trying to achieve? So I love that. Hats off to you for that.
Thank you. I think also it was great for my anxiety as well, like being more holistically into my well-being and in my health and working out feel like I achieved something, I'd feel calmer after. Like it was great for my anxiety as well. So it wasn't just that I was losing weight, but it was also that I was taking care of myself mentally and just taking that time to work on myself. So
right. Well, we talk about the kind of the connection with our physical selves and the food that we eat and the exercise, like all of those things, they all kind of apply to our mental health.
She got that in hula hoops.
Wow. I'm so proud of her.
So sports day is a lot of fun. Each contestant gets to pick their own team members, and there's a criteria for team members. So like a past Miss Cayman, a child, a male, an athlete. Like we just have different criterias. It's a lot of fun. So we have team scoring plus we have individual scoring. The individual scoring, you won't know who that winner is until the night of the pageant. But the team scoring, we actually tell you that day after sports day which team has won, and it was so funny because Rashana's team won at sports day.
I was a crybaby. I was like, oh my gosh.
So she was excited that they won. So that was our first segment, and then the Friday before the pageant, we started with Beauty with a Purpose. That's when the girls go in for about 2 to 3 minutes and talk to the judges, a panel of judges, on their beauty with a purpose and their platform and what organization they've worked with. Then after that, they go directly into private interview with those contestants. With the judges, each contestant privately, and they talk for about 15 minutes, I guess it was. The judges can pretty much ask them anything they want. That's the highest scoring category. It's 25% of the overall score. And that was held on the Friday before. Then on Saturday, the night of the show, they're already kind of halfway scored. There's about 50% already scored because you've got sport, beauty with the purpose, and interview already done. So the night of the show, then you start. They do the opening number, but they don't get scored on that. And then we move into top model, and top model has 2 categories: swimwear, and then this year it was island costume. So I think it's 10% each, so it's 20% total for top model. Then you go into gown, and I think oh gosh, I don't have the scores with me, but I think criteria. I think gown was 10. Yeah. So in your gown is 10, and then your question I think is 15 or 20 Yeah.
Okay. 20. And what was interview you said?
Interview is 25. It's the highest.
That's huge.
The highest,
It was the day before the pageant itself.
Oh, okay. It's not the day of.
No, it's Friday. It's Friday. So we have the beauty with a purpose and then interview on Friday.
Okay. And they have no idea what their scores are until the night.
No idea.
Okay. Now, what I did not miss was how surprised you were from the very beginning when they were just like contestant number 5. You're like, me?
You want to hold on?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I just remember like when you heard the first one, I was like, wow, and then the second, like each time that they called your name, it was just like, really? I didn't think that one was mine. Because you kind of cleaned up. So I have here multimedia award contestant.
So that was, can I explain that real quick?
Yes,
that was a new category we did this year, 5%, because at Miss World, they have a category for that, and they want the girls to be on social media.
Oh,
so DMS Broadcasting actually judged that. We didn't have the judges judge that. DMS Broadcasting judged that a couple days before the pageant.
Okay,
That was just their social media interaction and how well they did on social media.
Okay, so that's not like a people's choice, but kind of
No, kind of, because
Okay.
we want people to interact with them,
engaging.
but it's not judged by the people. It's judged
Okay.
by our media sponsor.
All right, so that was the contestant number 5, Roshana Hyde.
Yes.
And do you go in I guess when they're numbered in terms of height?
No.
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 Okay.
No.
So our trainer Sophie,
Yeah.
she decided what order they were going to be in.
Okay.
I think it's mainly to do with the dance and how they were to come out. So that's how she.
And how we look on stage,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
each person's strengths and weaknesses. So
Okay.
she perfectly placed us where we were supposed to be.
All right. Yeah. So Pam, I'm going to ask you before I go back to these awards. Is it's She's like, it's gonna be a tough one. Like Pam was like, "Do you have questions for me?" She's that girl, right? It's so funny, but there has to be a something when these young ladies walk into your space. You were Miss Cayman Islands, and you can admit it or not, and you can not answer the question. That's fine. But I'm thinking, is there a part of you that when they walk in, you love them all, they're all amazing, you think, I don't know. That one right there, those two right there. Does that happen?
I don't think you can
though?
help that,
Right,
but
right.
I don't show it during
Of
the
course
journey
not.
at all.
Of course
because
not.
I don't think it's fair to do that.
Of course not.
And I just like to see all their development and each of them. They're just so special. I mean, they're all
Absolutely.
such great girls. So
Yeah.
but I think that's you can't help that. I guess.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, I mean, people are in things for different reasons as well, and I think absolutely there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, the growth and everything that you get from it alone is just amazing. So I was just thinking that, like how do you got to hold on to yourself at some point and be like, all right, I gotta be fair, I gotta be 100% team.
I have
everyone.
to say that to myself every day, like in the journey. I have to say, Pam, you can't.
Right.
You have to be fair to all, right? I can't favor one or do something.
You do a good job of that, though. Being fair. Being fair. Yeah. She's great. She's like our private mom. Like we spent a lot of time together and with the committee members, with you, Miss Pam, and it just was natural. We all just got along really well. So
right, and that's
she's
good.
part of the sisterhood.
Yeah. She's the mother of the sisterhood. Okay. So then there's Miss Photogenic contestant. The Miss Photogenic Award was contestant number 5 again, Roshana.
Yeah, that's chosen by the photographer.
The photographer. Yeah. Okay. And Miss Congeniality contestant number 4, Krista Ebanks. And I guess that's chosen by the girls.
Yeah, the girls.
Okay, that's contestants. Yeah.
And then there's Best in Gown. That was contestant number 5. That was by the judges as well.
That was the judges, yeah.
Okay, and so that's not basically the gown itself. It's
how she portrays us in that gown.
Okay, because I think people get confused about that sometimes.
Yeah. And there were some beautiful gowns.
Absolutely,
there.
They really were.
I couldn't believe.
The girls
turned out.
Listen,
all of them, all 5 gowns were gorgeous.
They did. They turned out. I tell you that. And it's Miss Top Model contestant number 5 again.
Yes. That was the swimsuit and the island costume.
Okay. Miss Beauty with the Purpose, contestant number 5. Roshana Hyde's both of those. Best Interview, contestant number 5.
And that was a new prize we gave out this year.
Okay. Yeah. And then your second runner-up was Alyssa West, and your first runner-up was Sidani Barrett, and of course, beautiful Miss Roshana Hyde. We're here at Straight Talk, Star 92.7. This is your Drive at 5 show. I am your host, Catherine Tyson, and I told you I'm surrounded by royalty. Past Miss Cayman Islands, Miss Pamela Ebanks Small, who's the director of Miss World, and a Miss World Cayman 2021, Miss Roshana Hyde. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies, this afternoon. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be back with more. So don't you go anywhere. With Five Show, Catherine Tyson, your host. And we are talking to Miss World Cayman herself, Miss Rashana Hyde, Miss World 2021, Miss World Cayman 2021. Yes. I just said a word. I just said Miss World 2021. Everybody, let's feel that.
We're going to speak that into existence.
Feel that into this room.
I love it.
We're going to just hold on.
We're manifesting our goals. I am coming out there and I'm going to give it my all.
Yes, we are. Absolutely. And Pam all smiles because like we are going to be bringing home.
We're going to be bringing it.
Absolutely. And that is Pamela Ebanks Small, who is the director of Miss World. Now, you're also director of Girl Power. Tell us about Girl Power. What is that?
So Girl Power came in as a training and mentoring program, a free program for women between the ages of 15 and 26. So we meet monthly and we do presentations. We bring in experts in their field to talk to the girls and educate them. We've talked about scholarships. We've talked about health and well-being, environment, different things. And then they also work along with the contestants during the contestants' journey. So it's for girls who want to be in pageantry and don't want to be in pageantry. It's a great training ground if they do want to be in pageantry. So we really encourage women out there who are interested in pageantry to get into Girl Power right away.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then we also do monthly community service projects. So we take them out to Meals on Wheels or whatever community project we're doing that month.
Plastic free.
Yeah, plastic free. Yeah. Protect our future, whatever we're doing. So we just keep them involved in the community and we just try to encourage them and mentor them. And like I said, it's a free program. A few of our girls have gone off to university, which is a great thing, but I miss them. So I think about 5 of them went off this year. Was it about 5?
Yeah, I think it was a good group of girls.
Yeah, and one thing really cool about Girl Power is the contestants will, of course, get involved in Girl Power during their journey, but then also the queen, when she finishes her year, so now that JC has finished her year, she becomes a Girl Power chairperson.
Oh, wow.
So Kelsey was a chairperson last year. Now JC will take over. Rashana will take over after her year. Okay. It teaches them leadership skills, and how to lead a group, and
especially a nonprofit.
I think that it's just a good plan too. Like you're very smart, Pam.
She's got the vision.
I'm gonna get some lessons from her, man. She's like, and then she'll be the queen, and then that'll be in charge of Girl Power, and it just continues, and it's gonna be amazing. I love that. I love it because we really do need to mentor our women, our men, everybody. I talk about that all the time, right? Yeah, we need to
hopefully boy power soon.
Yes.
Can't do it yet, but we're going to get to it.
We got to do a Mr. Cayman again. We did that before.
I was asked about that.
We did.
So Miss World has Mr. World, and they've been asking me to send for 2 years now. They've been asking me to send someone. So
really?
Give me some time.
Okay.
I need some resources.
Or someone else can can do that too.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We got to get it from Miss World though.
Yeah. No, that's good.
So it's they've. It's something that we could definitely do, and we'd love to help, other people. It's just right now, we're all volunteers. We all work full time. It's really hard,
That's the thing.
So anyone out there that can help us, that wants to come in and talk to our Girl Power, members, we would love that. Just contact us, girlpowercayman@gmail.com.
So let me ask you, just in saying that, in terms of the other countries, so how many other countries are involved in the Miss World? Like who is Rashana going to be competing against? How many?
Oh wow, it's over 100.
Okay.
So usually about 120 girls will go. Okay. Because of the pandemic this year, there could be less. I saw Miss Universe usually has like 90 and they only had 70.
So 70
and they had 74 this year when I counted. There could be. I would be surprised if it's under 100 because it's usually over 100, but you never know. It might be a little less.
Okay, so then, so my question then is, with the other, say 100 or 120 other countries that have Miss World pageants, do you know if their organizations are independent in the sense that these people work for them, and like that's their job, that they get paid for that?
No, they get paid to run.
Yeah, like everybody is like you that has their own job type of thing.
No, you don't get paid. You have to figure out ways to make money from the pageant. Right now, we just pay our bills. We really don't make anything from it. And plus, we're not for profit. But no, the other countries like Philippines has found ways to do that because of course they're all winning. So once your country gets up there, makes top 10 often, and is someone that really does well in these international pageants, you can make money off it.
Okay.
But I don't know how many are making it. Because when you said private, I thought you meant government, non-government.
Right.
But most of the directors of Miss Worlds in other countries, they're not part of government. It's a
Right.
private. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It is
So
private.
so I was
Yeah.
just trying to figure out how you could do this full time and it be your job, Pam. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to
That would
think
be-
about. Awesome.
Yeah, we'd have to. Yeah, I mean it's a
We'd
non-for-profit
have to
now,
work.
so I can't.
Yeah.
I would have to do it under another business.
Okay.
But I mean, I do it because I love it, and I
Of
want to
course.
help these young girls. You don't have to get paid for everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm getting paid. I'm getting rewarded. I get to be around Rashana all day. So
Right.
you know, I get the queens around. I get
But
to
you
go to nice
also have a
dinners.
full-time job. You
I
also
do.
are a
I have
mom.
2
You
kids,
have
yeah.
your children. And I
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
She
It's
does
tough.
it
I know.
It's
does
tough.
it all.
That's
Yeah.
why you came up with girl power.
Yeah, I know. We need it. Yeah.
One more.
It was
Yeah.
that or
Yeah.
Superwoman. It
Yeah.
was one of the two, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, and so Miss World,
Mhm.
when is that? Where is that?
So that is in Puerto Rico on
Oh.
December
Yes.
16th.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think the Queen has to leave
Okay.
mid-November or late November.
So they're
I don't
there
remember the
for
exact
a
date.
month?
They're there for about 3 weeks, 3.5
Okay.
weeks. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have to check the dates
We
actually.
do a lot of preliminary competitions,
Yeah.
the top model segment, sports day,
Mhm.
very similar to what we've done actually.
Yeah.
So get to know the judges, the other delegates, the other Miss Worlds,
Right.
Beauty with a Purpose. I think
Yeah.
they have the head-to-head challenges
Yeah,
as
they
well.
do.
So
Yeah.
you get to
How do you know all that
meet-
already?
Oh,
She studied it.
I've been doing my research. Don't
Okay.
worry, I'm going in. I'm gonna know what's
You're ready.
happening. I'm gonna
Okay.
be ready.
Yeah.
Okay. And so who goes with her?
So I'm planning to go this year. A couple of committee members also want to attend. Nobody's been off island for so long that I think everyone is like
Right.
wanting to go.
Yes.
I wasn't able to go the last 2 years due to funding. I mean, I'll be honest. I went the first year with Kristen, thanks to someone in the community who just gave me a check and said, you need to go because it's my first year. Very kind of them. I won't
Right.
name them, but and then the last 2 years, like I said, due to funding, I didn't get to go. But this year I'm coming, Rashana.
Yay!
Okay.
Oh
But
my
I must
gosh.
say, last year when JC went to London, it was in London, 2019. Sorry, not last year. Andre Ebanks and his office in London, they did such a good job. They really took care of her. They went to the pageant and cheered her on, and
Okay.
so I really have to thank them now that I have this medium to do that,
Okay.
because they really did, very helpful. So if I can't go, you always find someone there that can
Right.
that will come out and just
Right.
make sure she's okay.
So you'll go to take her or no?
No, she'll
Okay.
probably go on her own. We
Right.
haven't really confirmed all that
Yeah,
yet
'cause it's
when
the 3
when you
weeks.
go to Miss World, I mean, you
They
had a
they
daughter.
take you.
Once she gets there, Miss World or Miss Universe,
You never-
whichever
you get
contest
whisked-
you're going to,
Whisked away.
Yeah.
You don't
They're
see
not-
them again.
Yeah, you're not going to see them, and they're not going to let you come around her. So,
Yeah.
so it's really kind of a bit of a waste.
Right.
If she can travel on her own, then I think she's fine.
Right.
But yeah, we'll probably go up. I'll probably go up the week, maybe 5 days before, because sometimes they have director meetings before the pageant.
Right.
So have to go to that.
Just
Okay.
to have some support
Yeah.
around you, even though you can't be like with them or
Yeah.
like, interacting. It's just nice.
Well, what I find at Miss World, if you're in the same hotel, you get to see them often. So if there's rooms left in the hotel, the main hotel that they're staying at, because that's what I did the first year with Kristen, and I got to see her all the time, every day.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because they were eating lunch or they were
Yeah.
walking around, so
Yeah.
that was fabulous. Yeah.
I ended up going to Thailand
Wow.
for
For
for Miss Cayman Islands Universe when Caitlin was in it. That was 2019. I mean, it took me 5 days to get to Thailand.
I know, I was just gonna say,
Oh
wow.
gosh, it was rough.
Yeah.
And I could not see her, not even once. And I went to the hotel. I was stalking her, and they were just
Wow.
like, "You need to go
Yeah,
that
they're
way."
pretty strict, yeah. Miss World
It
wasn't
was-
that bad
it was
when I
bad,
was in
it
China
was
with
bad.
Kristen.
Okay.
Once
bad.
I was in the hotel and they knew that I was a director, they were
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they had security, but I mean, they were okay.
It was something. They were
Wow.
highly chaperoned.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then also, I wasn't able to see her until like the pageant was in the morning, so it was our time at night, but it was
right.
like 10 o'clock in
Yeah,
the morning,
yeah.
and I didn't get to see her until 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock that evening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
because of all
is.
the other stuff they have to do after the
Goodness
pageant.
gracious.
Yeah.
Interviews
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
photo shoots and
There's a lot of security. I've
Yeah.
been to Miss Universe and Miss World. I mean, there's a lot of security.
Yes,
Yeah. And they have to
yeah.
protect the girls, right? So.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. And so we ended up staying like I think 5 days after.
Oh,
So
well,
that
that's
was
nice.
nice. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got to
Nice.
tour and stuff.
Yes.
Well, I think it's Christmas. It's kind of close to Christmas,
I
December
know.
16th.
It's
And then we
December
have quarantine days, right? So.
Well, we don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe they
Well, I
drop
just
it.
hope it's 5. Because if it's 10,
I hope so.
if it's 10, we'll be in quarantine at Christmas.
Oh, man.
That won't work. So
You gotta put a
my
little
daughters will be
tree-
like,
Put a little
Mom.
Christmas tree in your suitcase.
Exactly, yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully things will change, right?
Yeah,
It's
hopefully,
6
yeah.
months, so
Yeah.
Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
and
Yeah.
Pam and I, we're both vaccinated
Yes,
as well.
Okay,
fully
course,
so
vaccinated.
yeah.
definitely that'll be 5 days
Yeah.
for you.
Vaccination's important,
That's
isn't
what
it,
they're
Roshana?
saying.
Very
Yes.
important. to be
Yeah,
vaccinated.
especially if you want to get to your family for Christmas as well.
Yeah.
So you're excited then about the pageant. Obviously, you've been doing your studying because you have a university degree. So you're accustomed to being in a situation for 4 years.
Mhm.
Keep your head down, keep your mouth closed, hand in those reports, take whatever complaints that you have,
Mhm.
and get that grade, right? Because a lot of
Yes.
people, when I talk about university, it's not like it's a discipline, right? Discipline is so
Yeah, it
important.
is.
The studies are great, and the expertise is great, but also just the discipline of being able to stick to it,
Yeah.
being able to complete this thing, and then get this reward at the end of it. So,
Yeah.
so you're a student of that. So
I'm a student at heart, and I think for me, I want to learn as much as possible about something before I go into it. So with Miss World, like before I even entered, I knew that they were passionate about the environment, which I could totally get on board with my passion being sustainable tourism. I'm like, okay, that's great. I love
Right.
that. And then the beauty with the purpose segment, I was like, I can use my voice for something else other than just looking nice on stage. That's great too, and I think people can see the beauty and then they become inspired by that. It's really that beauty with the purpose. So for me, that's what drew me to the Miss World franchise.
She came to our
Right.
first pageant.
I did.
I had pictures of her at our
I
first
did.
pageant.
I came to
Okay.
see Kelsey, and
Okay.
I saw her win. She was actually my high school classmate, so
Okay.
it was great to see her do that. And then now we actually have a picture, she and I, when I had the crown on and stuff. So it was like a full circle.
Oh,
moment.
nice. Yeah, I should have both of them side by side.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I think your personality, I love. I really love, feeling the beauty, right? The
Yeah.
beauty is coming out, right? Because, like you said, a pretty face is a pretty face,
Yeah.
and that's great. But what you have inside, when you can kind of inspire people just by speaking to them, by just touching people, it's so important. And I think for what Miss World stands for, that's really important as well, to have a queen like that.
Is. It really that whole humble. I mean, JC, Roshana, Kelsey, all of them, Kristen, they're all just so humble.
Yeah.
And that's what Miss World is all about, right? Just giving back to your people and caring about people and
Yeah.
being that mentor. It's very important.
Yeah. How does your family feel, Roshana?
They're over the moon.
They sure are.
Where were they sitting? They were sitting.
They were sitting directly below you, I think. So on that
that same side.
Left side,
Okay,
I guess.
uh-huh.
Yeah. So they were all over there.
Okay, so you knew that.
I
You
could
knew
hear
where
them
they were.
behind
You
me.
could see them.
Yes, I could see them.
Yeah, I could hear them
Okay.
behind
I could
me.
hear them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do they treat you at home? Are they? Do you still have to like do stuff for yourself?
Kind of. Well, since I have this whole thing, we
Yeah.
can get into that in a little bit. But I actually burnt my hand in a car accident 2 weeks ago. So they've been helping me, dress my burn and stuff like
Okay.
that. But whatever I can do for myself, I'm like, guys, I'm okay. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, it's been good though. It's been good, and I think we've been bonding over the experience overall, and just looking at what it's been like for me. And I think they saw the growth and the mental growth as well throughout the past few months.
Right.
Me dealing with the anxiety part, the self-doubt, because that comes with it too. The physical transformation, they saw it all. So
it's funny. I heard your dad was speaking to me a couple of days before the pageant, actually. Maybe the week before, maybe it was at the motorcade. I can't remember exactly. But he said to me, Pam, I really like what you guys are doing. And no matter what happens, I'm going to stay involved in this. I'm going to help you. And I was like, that's great. Like, I was like, wow. And then imagine now his daughter has won, right? So,
wow.
Yeah.
So he said that
was
before.
way,
he said that a
way
week before. He said
That's
that a week
good.
before to me. Yeah.
That's really great because
Yeah.
I had seen some pictures as well of you in the BRAC and you were like fixing up a house or something like that.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's
I thought
just
that was
all of that.
awesome.
Yeah, we painted Elodie's house.
Yeah.
We did it. Yeah.
Well,
That was
and
a good time.
those girls were working hard.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and that was a youth services unit. They invited us to the BRAC, so we were really thankful to them.
Yeah,
for doing that,
that's good. So you mentioned a car accident. So tell us about this car accident 2 weeks ago,
Oh,
minutes before the pageant.
So the Thursday before the Saturday, which was the pageant, I
Okay.
actually got in a car accident.
Oh, goodness.
Airbags, car totaled, the whole
Wow.
thing. The airbag deployed. I think it burnt some of my hand a bit, whiplash in my neck, but nothing else. So I was able to get out of the car, and it was kind of scary at first because that was my first ever like real car crash.
Were you
at
driving?
all. I was driving. I was the only one in the car.
You were driving by yourself.
Yeah, I was the only one in the car. I was actually coming back from an appointment, getting ready for the pageant, and I turn around and look at my car, and I'm like, first thing that goes through my mind is, the pageant on Saturday.
Oh,
The
okay.
pageant is on Saturday.
Am
I going to be okay?
While you're in this accident?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
so
sitting there.
What was it like? Somebody cut you off, or
Yeah.
what was that?
So there was a public bus. That public bus cut that person off. The person in front of me sudden stopped. I tried to sudden stop. It didn't work out. So yeah.
So the car is totaled.
My car is, yes.
Yeah.
The other guy is okay.
Right.
So insurance and everything are dealing with that.
So as soon as you realized that you were still alive,
and
you
I'm
thought,
okay.
oh my goodness, the pageant.
The pageant. That's
Okay.
the first thing
I
that
left a
came to
voicemail on
mind.
my phone crying, so
Yeah.
I'm freaking out.
Okay.
I voice note Miss Pam, and I'm like, Miss Pam, there's been an accident. I'm crying and still in shock, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm gonna go to the ER, and my parents are with me, so we'll talk more.
Okay, so at least your parents were with you. You didn't call Miss
I
Pam
called them.
first.
She called them.
I called
She
them.
called them.
They were in West Bay.
You called them first, or
Yes.
Miss Pam first.
Called them first.
She called them.
Then
first.
after
Okay,
parents, then Miss Pam.
Then Miss
And
Pam.
the
Your
parents
other
came to
mother.
her. The
My
parents
other
came to her,
mother,
yes.
yes.
Okay, all right. So
So,
you were
yeah.
you were freaking out then, Pam.
I was, so I drove straight to the hospital
Okay.
because she was going by ambulance, so I thought it was pretty serious,
Uh-huh.
and I could tell how concerned she was. And I've been in a couple accidents. I mean, they were minor, but it's still very scary.
Of
It
course.
is, yeah.
So luckily, when I got there, they didn't have the brace on her. I guess you can tell them the brace story.
Yeah, so I'm in the ambulance, and my mom was with me. My dad was following behind. And I have the brace on because at that point they don't know if it's neurological
Right.
or if it's just muscular, so they put it on as a precaution.
Right.
And I kind of turned my head, and I'm like, Mom, call Miss Pam, and let her know that if I need to wear this brace, we're gonna paint it pink. Put some glitter on it. It's gonna match my dress. It's gonna be a whole fashion moment. But I am
This is what
going
she's thinking,
on
in the
that
ambulance.
stage.
I'm gonna be
I'm
in
in the
this
ambulance on the
pageant.
way to the hospital. I am going to
Crazy.
be on that stage on Saturday. Like,
And yeah,
nothing would stop me.
and I don't know if I were your mom, I'd probably be like, let's just get through this.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna
Yes.
see, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
baby. We're gonna see. Let's just make sure you're okay.
And then her and her mom decided, which I thought was such a good idea, they decided they weren't going to tell the other contestants because they didn't want to
I
throw them
didn't-
off. Her
Yeah.
mom said to her at the hospital when I was there, she said, let's just not tell them. We don't want them to feel away or feel sorry for you, or let's wait till after. So I think you told them the night.
I told them the night of the pageant. So
After
I
you
didn't.
won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, before.
Oh, before you won. Okay.
So we were backstage and just getting ready, just chatting. I was like, oh, you guys, I didn't tell you, but I was actually in an accident. So they're like, what? What happened? And then I explained the whole thing, and I just didn't want anybody to be distracted for private interview because that was the next day.
Yeah, that was
Ah,
Friday.
And
okay.
that's already nerve-wracking. It's a huge point allocation, so we're all sitting in the room,
Yeah.
just kind of chit-chatting before we
Right.
go off to do our separate interviews. But I didn't want anybody to be thinking about that, even subconsciously, because I didn't want anybody to feel bad at all.
Yeah.
That wasn't what it was about.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
luckily they were all kind of sisters and concerned instead of
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
maybe you should sit this one out, Rashawn.
Yeah.
Come back next year. You're not doing your best, okay? We understand.
Yeah, when she walked out on stage, I mean, even during the dance, I just couldn't believe how well she was
Absolutely.
dancing
Exactly.
because I knew all the pain that she was in and all the medication she was on, and it was
Yes.
shocking to me.
It
Oh, wow.
was sheer determination and the grace of God,
Yeah.
honestly. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, it's adrenaline, right? So
Yeah.
at that point, it's like,
It's
I'm going to
excited.
be in
Let's
this
get it over.
pageant.
Yeah, let's do this.
I'm going to have like a glitter neck brace. I'm not
If need
playing.
be, if need be, yeah. So
Wow.
my family definitely supported me throughout that whole little incident. But
And you're okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Feeling
You're
better.
not feeling
No.
anything other
Yeah,
than the
just some
fear.
slight like neck pain every now and again. The burn is healing beautifully, so I'll be fine. And
Okay.
I think for me, that was like, it was almost like a wake up call. When that air bike went off, I was like, girl, you need to go out there and you need to give it your all. Like,
Okay.
it just woke me up somehow. And
Yeah.
I think that determination is what you saw on stage.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what did it, but I don't know what you were doing
I
from
don't know.
November to now, because we don't
I think it was
know.
everything.
But what we saw on that stage was fire.
Yeah.
It was absolute
It
fire.
was.
It was, yeah, you stepped out and it was just like almost like a firecracker had went
Mhm.
off, and it was on the whole night.
I felt it. Like, it came from
And sports
was
day.
me.
What was your
on
team? What was
the
your team
whole
called?
my
night.
Sports
team,
day?
my team was called Firebirds.
Yeah.
It's so funny you say that.
It was, yeah, the whole
Yeah.
night. But and I think it's just really beautiful to see that, and I think to see all the other contestants really giving it their all as
Yeah.
well,
Yes.
and
They did great.
just
They were beautiful.
equally performing at a certain level. I love the is it national costume?
Yeah,
What was
it
that?
was island costume. Last year we did island
Yes.
gown, but this year was costume, and we want Roshana to wear her costume to
Mhm.
Miss World. We might just add a little bit to
We'll
it,
tweak it a little
but
bit.
we're hoping that she can wear
Give it a
that
little
as
version
too.
costume, yeah.
That was like a quadrille
You
kind of
did. You had
dress.
like
We
a
did like a little quadrille dance at the end. We all came out.
Oh
and
yeah, that
Yours
was
did a
had
little
it was like a quadrille skirt, right?
Yeah.
It was a twist on a
Nasaria
traditional.
did yours? Nasaria Chalet?
Yes.
She was a part of it.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Nasaria.
It's a
So she
cool
did the painting
show.
that was on the side. So
Okay.
for me, the island gown told a story. It's like the traditional Cayman woman meets the modern woman. So
Okay.
it had the high slit up the skirt. It had like the little mesh top. Just
Right.
something to give it a little extra modern, but it was like an homage to the traditional
Yeah.
skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were just some great costumes.
Oh, they were beautiful.
They-
Just like
they-
the gowns, they were just beautiful.
They came out like one after the other. It was just like, oh my goodness, this is
Yeah.
beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that part of
Yeah.
the competition. I think like I see just different layers when you go to Miss World at Cayman. I feel like it really is a show.
Thank you.
It
You,
is.
you work
Yeah.
hard to put a
Yes,
show
Yeah.
together.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and
it's
I love
entertainment,
that.
right? I mean, you're paying money to get to come, so
Yeah.
you want to make sure that you're entertained.
Absolutely, yes. And it shows, the young ladies with the talent. And I love the music part of it and everything and the acting.
The MCs,
Yes.
MCs walking out to the
Yeah.
music, they're so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so it was really, really nice and then for it to just end in that way. And I think how it ended that I loved was just all of the girls embracing you and just
Yeah,
being
that was
happy.
nice. Yeah.
And like
That was
I
really
love
nice.
that. Yeah.
That group hug.
That it was
Yeah.
it was just great. And even like the last when you were standing next to the last two, I think it was three that were standing
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
point.
Mhm.
And then you were called, like they were just so genuinely happy
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, you could see they're smiling. Yeah,
Yes,
they're smiling.
and at that moment sometimes like I don't know how I do sometimes. I got married at 20, so
Yeah.
I started my adult life with marriage and kids.
You're
So
right.
when that wasn't my
pageant
lane.
thing, yeah,
But I don't
yeah.
know how I would have done. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think when you like I said earlier, like when you spend that much time with genuinely beautiful young women who are making a difference, who are using their voice to give back to the community, they were also passionate about their platforms.
Mhm.
You want them to succeed. We all genuinely wanted the best for each other, and I think
Yes.
you could see that as well.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, definitely, and like we've been saying this the whole show is what they gain from it. So it doesn't mean that now they just hang that up and it's over. It's like all of that growth, all of that involvement, all of that passion that they were able to put into it. They can still continue,
Yeah.
to be connected
Mhm.
to these organizations as well,
Mhm.
right? Because what better way to have their message
Yeah.
kind of come out other than a young person that's really passionate about it and speaking on it. I think that's great. It allows it to give it the attention that it deserves. You're continuing to work with Loud Silent Voices. Yes. So can you just tell us a little bit about that?
I would love to.
Please.
So
Okay.
I chose to work with Loud Silent Voices because they were unknown. I didn't know who they were. They are a mental health organization in the Cayman Islands, and their primary focus is for the caregiver of those dealing with mental health illness. So how
Right.
can we support the caregiver? Because I think we think a lot of times about the patients.
Right.
My mom actually went to one of their caregiver support group meetings, and she was like, "Oh, I'm actually a caregiver for you." So it didn't even occur to her that she plays that role for me when I'm having my anxious episodes. So thank you, mom.
Right.
So for them, their mission is to advocate, spread awareness, and empower the caregivers, the community, and the patients overall. So they're going to be doing their assisted living residence in West Bay, which is going to be a part of the East End facility. So it'll be like the next step of the East End facility. So
Okay.
it's more chill. The patients or clients can come in, they're learning regular skills, they're being regular people, they're living normal lives with the assistance of one house mother. She'll be there to assist them to get there if they need to go to the doctor, they need to go to work. She'll be there to help them do that. And it's just bringing that element of healing back to Cayman. Because for a long
Okay.
time, we were sending our patients away either to Canada, the States, Jamaica. We're doing that here now. So they're doing something that no other organization has, and I'm just proud to be helping them fundraise, to bring the light on them, and get people to know what they're doing and get excited about it. It's huge.
So it's a residential facility then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That's good. Now, because you mentioned your anxiety and your mom, how did that kind of work out on the day of the accident, or how are you managing it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Sounded like you did okay.
I did okay.
Yeah?
I did okay. Once I realized that I wasn't seriously hurt and the other driver was fine, he was great. He just wanted to make sure I was okay as well. My parents came and they're like, "It's just a car. You're irreplaceable."
Right.
And no one else was hurt. So that was really what kind of brought me back down. Miss Pam came and saw me, so that was fun. She came in and she checked on me, so I felt really supported.
Yeah, they stuck me in.
Yeah,
because I wasn't family, and I was like, I'm kind of family, and the guy just stuck me in. Thank you, HSA.
But I think at that point my mind was spinning, but I knew that I needed to be on that stage.
Right.
So it was just like anxiety to one side for a second. I am determined right now in that focus zone. So I think things happen the way they're supposed to. I'm just thankful that I'm alive, and it worked out.
And sometimes you figure out you have strength that you didn't know you had.
Yes.
And you find it in these places.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to, just thank you guys so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having us.
And I was trying to get all the girls in
I know
2 weeks ago, the week of the pageant, but we had moved and it was this whole
difficult.
thing.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
So I said, well, we definitely have to bring the queen in.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? I definitely want to speak with you a year from now.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
Because it's so funny.
Maybe after Miss World.
Yes.
Maybe after Miss World.
Okay.
In December.
Or
January. Maybe January. Yeah, New Year.
Yeah.
Because
if she's here, she might have won Miss World, and she might.
That's true.
That is very true. We're going to speak this
They won't
into
send her home.
We'll have to stream you in.
Yes.
We're going to stream you in for
Don't
sure.
worry. Yes, we'll make it happen.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. We're going to get on Logic TV this year. We're going to get Miss World. So
okay.
You're going to see it.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah, Jamaica gets it, so we can get it.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, for coming in. And just good luck with everything. You got everything. You just just bottle it up and just drink a little bit of it every morning. That stuff that you had on that stage.
Oh yeah.
Just go ahead and take a little sip of that every morning, and don't forget who you are. Right.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Pam, as well.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for all your support.
Absolutely. Congratulations again, Miss Rashana Hides, Miss World Cayman 2021. Give the email once again, Miss Pam.
If you're involved, if you'd like to get involved in Girl Power Cayman, the email is girlpowercayman, all one word, @gmail.com.
Okay, great. And your website is what?
You don't have one right now.
You don't,
no.
But you have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Girl Power Cayman or Miss World Cayman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They're on Instagram too.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Yeah.
And then you can always follow Rashana on Instagram
Rashana
as well as
Miss World Cayman and Girl Power Cayman. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll be posting lots, so Miss Multimedia is out here with her stories, and I'm all over social.
And today is World Oceans Day, by the way.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, you can go ahead and follow Straight Talk Drive at 5 Facebook. If you're not doing anything else, just go ahead and like that. Thank you all so much once again. It's been amazing. It makes my job easy when I have beautiful people in the studio. So thank you so much. And thank you always to the listening audience, because we do this for you, for turning us on every day and listening in. We shall talk with you again tomorrow. So take care and have a great evening, a safe evening, and take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye.